Hello, I'm Thomas Sherman, Colonel, United States Air Force Reserve, retired, and Chairman of the Tuskegee Airmen Incorporated Western Region Youth Aviation Programs. What you're about to view is a summary of the activities and reactions of the youth and parents who participated in a Youth Aviation Weekend held at McClellan Park, formerly McClellan Air Force Base, California, over the weekend of 12 and 13 December 2009. 26 youth and over 30 parents experienced numerous exciting, fun-filled aviation activities to include a trip to the Aerospace Museum of California, a presentation and tour by the aviators at the Sacramento Coast Guard Station, a visit to the aviation unit of the California Forestry Department CAL FIRE, and a visit to the Air Traffic Control Tower at Sacramento International Airport. The youth met several aviation professionals and experienced living history and conversations with several original Tuskegee Airmen from the local Sacramento chapter. The Youth Aviation Weekend was hosted by the Western Region of the Tuskegee Airmen Incorporated and sponsored by the national organization. Special thanks to the Georgia Spanky Roberts chapter and the William Bill Campbell chapter of the Tuskegee Airmen for their participation and support. In closing, I hope that as you view this DVD, you will feel the joy and excitement experienced by the youth and parents who attended the first Western Region Youth Aviation Weekend. You start now right here? Okay. You start now.
So, Group E, if I can just have you come outside once you get your wristband.
But anyway, so an airplane is the heart of the airplane, okay? When you have no matter how well you design the aircraft, the shape of the wings and all that, if you got a poorly built engine or it's underpowered, the plane's going to fail. So here we have some examples of early liquid-cooled engines. It's World War I. You can see this very much like we saw right here. This is a British Centaurus engine. It doesn't use poppet valves like in your car. They call them poppet valves. They use sleeve valves. They would slide up and down and twist to open ports for the intake and the exhaust. Very different engine. There's a lot of moving parts. You could say it's very British. A lot of moving parts going every which direction. Slide on over. Think is that enough room for you there, sir? All right. Now here's a mission briefing. The pilot's going to be dodging some bullets, so hold on to the handrails. All right. If you lose an engine or you just chicken out, press the red stop button. All right. They'll abort the mission. All right. If you make it back, because there's no guarantee, if you make it back, wait for the hatch to open up all the way before you come out. Otherwise, you hit your head on it and fall down the stairs, and we'll all laugh at you. Okay?
Please pay attention to the following safety messages. At all times, keep your arms and legs away from the door, and you must remain seated for the duration of the ride.
Okay.
For your added comfort, there are ground in front and an emergency stop.
Man, I might die because I might put my head on this thing.
Here we go.
What? Oh, crap! Let's go, soldier.
Whoa. Large engine torque and outstanding maneuverability.
Oh, my head!
Throttle up.
My head.
What time? 12 o'clock.
Oh crap!
All right.
Oh, my head! My head! Oh crap, my head! Ow, my head again!
Work the rest.
Ow! Holy Jesus! Oh my God!
Like 1944.
Man, suckers die!
The best fight is a World War II.
Die,
together
sucker.
again.
Oh, I like this one. Yes! Ow! Dang! Ow! Ow! Somehow! Somehow! I'm dying! I'm dying here! Ow! Dang! I'm just getting attacked on today! Today!
With any German Messerschmitt up the period.
Mommy!
Faster and make a bit more agile. The superior pilots led the Sabres to a victory ratio of 12 to 1.
Wait, watch out! Let me take the picture! God! Ow! God! What the heck?
Nice rocket ships are what? Advanced aerodynamics powered by
Let me take the picture.
engines capable of pulling 9
Man!
plus that F5 goal.
Woo! We're going upside down! There he is! There he is.
Watch out for jet
Man,
lag.
it's like air gun. Whee! I'm a little dragon, I'm flying. Uh-oh. Going up. Oh, it's just a little fast. Get up. Fire! No, go ahead and run. Bam! Get in those foot.
Very slight movement. Very slight. Now we're going to climb out and look for a bridge out here. Look for I'll come back on. Okay, we're going to have the tip of the pyramid. You see those black lines in there? Okay, let your hands go. Let your hands go. You see that up there?
Ascend about 800,000 feet, descend, same thing comes back. Here's our RPM right here. This is our altitude. Right now, our altitude is out here. We're sitting just about 900.
Right now we're on 6. Runways are aligned with the compass. Runway 16 is aligned
Here's our direction. Runway
60 degrees on the compass. Runway 36 is aligned 36 degrees on the compass. That way we always do land on runway 15. You just line up with 15 and the line should be up.
This is a fixed landing.
It's not going to do anything adjustments.
aircrew lounge. This is where our aircrew members, our engineer, navigator, load master, drop master, and I'll show you those positions when we get to the plane. This is the engine cowling right here. Obviously, it's torn apart. You don't see brown boxes in it when we're flying around. But as you can see there, that's not even the full engine. Wire, gloves. Engine work is over here. You can see we have the propeller right there. It's going to go over the propeller, shaving the blade down to the end, mounting. Alright, let's go out and see an airplane. I'm not a maintenance personnel, but the mounting time for putting an engine on is normally 6 to 8 hours or so. It takes to put one of those onto the aircraft and take one off. So like I said, pretty labor intensive, but we can do it. So this is the back of our aircraft. As you can see, the ramp and door is open. We can open that in the air, and we do it quite often, especially when we're out there searching for people in the water. I have been back here, standing on the end. It's pretty cool. Literally, too. It gets pretty cold out there.
What's your... That's what's got this. How you doing, John? Larry.
Yes. Yes. This is our Captain Bob. He's also a teacher. Juno.
Take charge. Shake your hand. How you doing? Some people are asking me how I got my start in the Coast Guard and flying. I'm originally from Tampa, Florida. Born and raised there. I played high school basketball and baseball. I got recruited to play at the Coast Guard Academy. How many of you knew the Coast Guard had an academy? 3? That's pretty good, actually. Yeah, the Coast Guard Academy, Naval Academy, and the Air Force Academy. 3 service academies out there. Sorry, West Point as well. Fourth one. Sorry about that. So 4 service academies. Oh, somebody else asked me, have I saved a life? I guess I really can't say I've saved a life, but my aircraft, it was actually me and my boss, who was actually one of the pilots killed in the mid-air collision. We were on a flight together, and a plane had crashed off of Half Moon Bay. And I guess by God's grace, we were only about 15 miles away when we heard the plane going down. We got there, we saw the guy on top of the wing waving at us. We have a number of checklists we need to run through before we can open up. As we were running through those, we just made one turn to orbit, and the plane had already sank under him. We couldn't find him at that point. It was a clear, beautiful day down there. It's hard to see somebody in the water, just a little head in the water, splashing around. Luckily, God was there with us. We were able to spot him, drop a life raft to him, and 2 Air Force National Guard helicopters heard us out there, and they decided to divert. They were trained near us, and they came over and picked the guy up. When we got the guy to the station, he had a core body temperature of 90 degrees. So the doctor said 5 more minutes, and he wouldn't be with us today. Eventually, do want to go to the airlines when our military career is up, but right now, I'm having too much fun flying airplanes 50 feet over the water and 200 feet over water. You don't get to do that in the airlines, so it's too much fun right now.
My name is Edith Roberts, and I'm a member of the Georgia Spanky Roberts chapter of Tuskegee Airmen, Inc. Here in Sacramento. We've had a chapter here since 1977. We've done many fundraisers, we've done air shows and things, and with this, it's kept secret in this town, I'm believing, because we've been doing living history for 20 years now.
The Tuskegee experiment wasn't supposed to work. They didn't want it to work. Blacks weren't supposed to be able to do things like that.
On July 19, 1941, the first black cadets were inducted into an all-black Army flying school. The beginning was called the Tuskegee Airmen Experiment by the War Department.
number orders.
Got F-105, 100 missions over North Vietnam. I got the Silver Star for it, pinned on him by President Johnson. He's a very special guy. I call him my fighter pilot, super fighter pilot.
Give you that as the man wings. Okay? Those are in after many, many years of flying around the sky. Those honest to goodness wings.
Yeah.
Those didn't come out of the popcorn machine. No boxes.
Regardless of what you've achieved already, you want to do even better. So it's not to equal what you've already done, but you're always trying to excel beyond that. So you're not competing against anyone else, you're competing against them. Absolutely.
All of the aircraft that the state flies are surplus military aircraft. Our tankers are S-2s. They are Vietnam-era anti-submarine aircraft, carrier-based, so they're very stout aircraft. We have modified them. We've taken the round motors off, the reciprocal engines off, and put gas turbines on them. What we've done, and this is a big thing since we had a mid-air back in 2002. The state of California did have a mid-air. Two tankers collided. And since then, we have been very adamant about the establishment of rigid controls. And we have this thing called the fire traffic area. You call at 12 miles coming in. If you don't hear from anybody, you can come to 7 miles. When you get to 7 miles, if you're not cleared in by the controlling agency, you don't go into the area at all. We stack the aircraft. We have our controlling aircraft at 2,500 feet. We have our tankers maneuvering at 1,500 feet or 1,000 feet below that, and the helicopters are down at 500 feet and below. The only time the tanker will go down below that 25 or that 1,500 foot orbit when he's cleared to drop. And he won't be cleared to drop until the air attack who's circling in the OV-10 clears him to drop. And they are convinced that there's nothing on the ground that's going to get hurt or nobody else in the way. It's very, very, very rigidly controlled by the air tactical group supervisor of the ATGS we call him. And he's circling up in the OV-10, and I'll show you the OV-10. It's a perfect platform for it. When we get across the street, you'll see. This is one of our UH-1s, our Chopper 106. It's normally stationed at the Alma near San Jose, Lexington Reservoir. It's come in for maintenance, and we're putting a new fixed tank on this aircraft. What makes this thing fly? The big thing on the top, the big rotor blade, huh? It's the main rotor blade on the top. And what's the little one in the back for?
Another control.
It's to counteract torque. This airplane over here is one of the 3 that we just got from the Army. We have 1,200 gallons of retardant that we can put in. You just let it fall. Right straight down, punches off the little piece and comes back up.
Oh, yeah.
We did take the ejection seats out and put air conditioners in.
friend James Gardner. How you doing? Good. So I see that you are you're into Civil Air Patrol. Is that correct?
Yes.
So I wanted to know, what have you learned from your experience this weekend?
Learned about aviation. I learned about the Coast Guard, the CAL FIRE, the plane.
I'm going to give you a pop quiz. Do you recall when Mrs. Roberts was talking about the Tuskegee Airmen? And she said that the operation had to stop abruptly because the World War II ended. What year did the World War II end? Do you know that?
45.
Oh, awesome. Rock on. So that's cool. So I know you're going to do really well in Civil Air Patrol, and I hope that we see you again. And good luck in your success and endeavors, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so I'm here with my new friend, Darius Robertson. How you doing?
Good.
Good, all right. So I want to know, what did you learn from this experience this weekend?
Well, learning how you could, like, join the force and, like, save people is not, like, about you, it's about others and caring.
Do you enjoy aviation or planes?
Yeah.
Okay. I know yesterday, Mrs. Roberts, with the tour, you guys were dealing with the Coast Guard. She was pressing a very important information to the kids, about the Tuskegee Airmen and how the project, ended abruptly. So, World War II ended what year? Do you know?
1945.
Oh my gosh, you guys are amazing. I cannot believe it. Cool. So I want to know, what have you learned from your experience this weekend?
Well, I learned a lot about aviation, a lot of the Tuskegee Airmen, what they really did, how the Air Force used to be back then. And it's just make me want to be in the Air Force like real badly now.
So you want to pursue a career in aviation?
Yes, ma'am.
I know that there was a tour. Can you talk about what you learned at the tour yesterday?
The tour at the Coast Guard, I learned that I thought they used guns and everything, but I didn't really know that they still dive into water to save lives and go out to like really cold water.
So I want to know, because we were dealing a lot with the Tuskegee Airmen, were you able to meet any of the original airmen or anyone from that association? Yesterday, I know they had a dinner.
Yes, I think I met one person, but I forgot his name.
Porter?
Yeah, Porter. Yeah, I met him. He's cool.
Cool. All right.
What is your name?
My name is Ben Schussler.
And how old are you?
I'm 13 years old.
Now, are you a part of this academy?
Yes, that is correct.
How long you been here?
2 years.
2 years. And what are you planning to do after this? Are you going to go on to the Air Force? Are you going to go on to what part of the next aviation step in your career? What are you going to do?
I'm going to become an aerospace engineer. That's my goal.
I like that, engineer. I'm an engineer, so you're doing good. You're doing good. Alfina, what did you think about this event so far? Did you like what you saw? What was your favorite plane here? You saw a lot of planes. What did you see here today? What was your favorite one?
The big, huge, humongous one with the red tip on it.
I think she's talking about the one that was over at the California Fire Department, the Forestry Department. But the kids did have a lot to see. There was a lot of ingesting going on here. And I just want to ask you one question, though. What do you think you're going to do? Are you interested in what you saw today?
Yes.
Are you going to try to do anything with this, or are you going to try to move on to aviation? You like aviation? You do, huh? Okay. Well, we got another up and coming here. We're trying to encourage the younger people to go on and move on in history and to take that history. Do not leave or do not lose that history about your forefathers who helped blaze the trail to get us to where we're at. Did anybody enjoy that history that we had? Remember the movie we saw the other day? Did you guys enjoy that? Yeah. That was all good, wasn't it? Okay, don't lose that. So on that note, what are we going to tell Tuskegee? Thank you very much.